Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spring Break with the Amon Carter Museum of American Art. I'm so glad to see all of you today. We're here at the museum. My name is Allie, and we're just here to celebrate a week of fun. Every day we are going to explore artwork in the Carter's collection through a different lens. Today is movement. So we should all kind of warm up a little bit. Warm up, wiggle your arms, roll your head a little bit, just shimmy your body a little bit. We have two sculptures to look at today that are full of movement. And we're just going to get started. So I'm going to bring up our first sculpture. Excellent. Okay. So this first sculpture is by James Searles. And we're going to start off really quick, just taking a look at it. You can't really talk about art until you've seen it. And I'm going to help describe what it looks like just a little bit. We are looking at a big sculpture. It is a kinetic sculpture, which means it moves. And if you were here in person, you could see it moving very gently. It is made of metal and it's made of wood and it looks really spiky. So it's immobile, it's hanging from the ceiling and there are lots of different spiky lines coming off from a central curved axle point. And you know what? They kind of look like flowers. Oh, and so it hangs up in the air and you can go under it and you can go around it. And it's one of my favorite sculptures. It's called 7 and 7 Flower by James Searles. James Searles is a sculptor. Obviously, he makes big sculptures. And he really likes to pay attention to nature. Nature is a big thing, y'all. It's plants and animals and rocks and mountains and rivers. And with big things come big questions. And James Searles asks himself a lot of important questions. Like, my favorite is, if I am quiet enough, can I hear the earth hum? And so I want us to try that together, remembering what this sculpture looks like. Take a mental picture of the sculpture. Now I want you to close your eyes and we're going to take a few deep breaths. And now we're going to listen. Can you hear the earth hum? Can you feel it in your bones? Whenever I look at this sculpture, I feel like I can feel the earth hum. And I can hear the earth hum and I can feel it deep in my body. And I kind of brought a couple of things from home to show you what that feels like to me. Because to me, the earth feels really strong and hard, like this ammonite sculpture that I have, fossil that I have, really hard and solid. But it also feels really soft and cloudy, like this fabric. And so if I were making a sculpture of the earth right now, I would put this rock inside my fabric and bunch it up and scrunch it up. What does it feel like to you, I wonder? Talk among yourselves when you get a chance. What does the earth feel like when it's moving back and forth? Now, something that's exciting about this sculpture is that it's really, really big, but you know, it's made of all of these smaller parts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts, all kind of like dandelion heads. You know, the dandelions that are coming up probably in your yard right now that have that big green stalk and then a poof of white little spores coming off of them. And if you blow them, they go whoosh, right out at you. Yeah. This reminds me of a dandelion. It's lots of small things working together in one big thing. And today we have a really special guest. My friend Casey is here. He is one of the Carter community artists. And Casey, if you want to unmute yourself, he has an idea for a collaborative, that means working together, art project that you can do with your family.
Hello, my name is Casey Short, and I am a Carter community artist, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about giving you an idea where you can collaborate and make a sculpture very similar to the one that Allie's talking about, James Searle. So let's get started. The first thing is the idea of collecting sticks. And if you and your family had visited my PDF that I had uploaded, perhaps you already found some materials to work with. Now, I just found sticks from hiking trails and from around the house, around your yard. You can also use any kind of wooden stick, such as a paint, palette, basically anything that you can find to assemble together, just like James Searles did. So the first step is finding sticks and then finding some simple tape. Now, I recommend duct tape because it's in most garages. It's fun to use colored ones if you happen to have it. You probably have more something like this lying around the house, like a masking tape. That's what I'm going to be using today. That's completely fine too. So the idea is that you yourself, by yourself, find 3 sticks to start, and you want to assemble them together by using tape. Kind of like you're making a slingshot, if you've ever made one of those, or just a basic X shape like this, right? And then we just want to take the tape and get it nice and tight so we have sort of an X-like figure. So let me show you what that quickly looks like. It takes just a couple minutes. The more tape you use, the better. I'll just do a quick one here. And getting started is a little bit of the tricky part. It's okay to fumble around or be a little messy at first. Then once you start to sort of go in between the X, you'll notice that the sticks will begin to be taped together, just like so. That's where you would start. I would add a little more tape. So then when you get your third one, it's going to look something a little more like this, a nice strong tape. And that's your part. It should take about 5 or 10 minutes if you have material. If you don't yet, then you have time, go out and collect some from the yard. And then the next idea is to, with your family, collaborate and then tape all of your sticks together so that you get this larger sculpture. And then you can really start to have fun with the end result. You can hang it inside your house and add lights. If you want a chandelier, you can hang it outside from a tree and it becomes kinetic art. The wind will blow it. I also recommend maybe spray painting it if you want to have a little bit of aesthetic. So that should be a fun project. I'm looking forward to seeing how you come up with your idea to put together. And again, to get another visual, you can see the images of my larger one that I created, which was a large red sculpture. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Casey. Thank you for sharing that fun project with us. I hope that all of you will work together yourself and then as a family or with your friends or whoever you have around to make a really cool kinetic sculpture. That means a sculpture that moves. Have a great day, Casey.
Thank you. Yeah. You too. Y'all have fun.
So, something else that's fun to do when you're looking at art, and especially when you're looking at art from home and can move around and you don't have to worry about gallery safety rules, is to play games with your bodies. So here's an idea for a game that you can play together or really just by yourself outside, inspired by James Searle's 7 and 7 flower. Remember how I said that this sculpture moves gently in the air? it spins a little bit. And I love spinning. So something that you can do when you're feeling a little bit bored or your brain is a little bit tired of thinking is you can go outside. Now you want to find some nice comfy grass or a soft area to be in when you do this. But go outside, spread out wide so you're not in danger of hurting yourself or running into a tree or one of your friends. Close your eyes and slowly start to spin. Hold your arms out wide, spin slowly, just taking steps, going around in circles. And try to do that maybe 5 times. You might be surprised how difficult it is to do that and stay standing. So be careful. Don't go too fast because I don't want you to fall down. But pay attention to how your body feels while it's moving through the air. Pay attention to how your heart feels, how your legs feel, how your arm feels. What do you think about when you're spinning around like that? I'd love to know if you comment down below. Something else that is fun to do, and you can find pictures of 7 in 7 flower on the Carter's website if you want, but something else that's fun to do when you're looking at art is to pretend that you are a very, very small insect walking all over the sculpture. It is flowers after all, isn't it? So if I were an insect looking at the sculpture, I might be a butterfly. And I might fly from flower to flower, sticking my proboscis into them and getting nectar. I might fly in between all of the different flower petals. I might spin alongside all of the different flowers. And I like enjoying sculptures that way. And so I hope that you will take that suggestion with me. I have one more artwork to look at today. And so I'm going to quickly switch my video to look at something completely different. Oh my goodness. What do we have here? Some of you may have seen this sculpture before. It's by Ruth Asawa. It's called Untitled. And it might be hard to tell from the picture right here, but it's made of coiled up wire. Kind of like this. Now my wire is blue and green. Oh dear, it's even kind of disappearing into the video. Yes, my wire is blue and green. And what Ruth Asawa did is she took her thin piece of wire and she coiled it and coiled it and coiled it and kind of wove it into knots together. And she did it over and over again until she had this big, beautiful sculpture. Something else that you might notice is that it's in 3 lobes, 3 round pieces. Do you see that? Can you make your hands do lobes with me? They kind of go in and out, in and out. Absolutely. It's made of 3 lobes, but it's really kind of made of 6 because they go in and out, in and out, in and out. Do you see there are it starts, oh goodness, my finger is disappearing. It starts with very small lobes, so maybe we can make them small. And then they're slightly bigger. Can you make them slightly bigger with your hands? And then they're really big. Can you make them go really big with your hands? Absolutely. This sculpture moves inside out, inside out. And so I have an idea for something that y'all can experiment with at home to practice moving inside out. And to do that, what you need to do is find your favorite toy or object or thing in your home. And it might be a framed picture of your loved ones, or it might be a piece of pizza. For me, it's my friend, the Brontosaurus. He's a pink Brontosaurus, and he's my favorite, and he lives on my desk because I like to look at him every day. So this is my inside thing. And then you need something to build with. And that can be tin foil, that can be blocks. I have these really interesting kind of building blocks that are circular, but they slot together like that. So now you have to build the outside. So I might build a box really quick, clip together a few of my little fun round objects, and build a little outside home for my dinosaur friend. Just like Ruth Asawa built with her wire, an inside and outside sculpture. So I'm just going to keep building these together. We're almost there, almost there. Oh my goodness. Clip, 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 and there's my outside sculpture. So inside, outside. And I could keep going and going and going. I could build all around the dinosaur so that you couldn't even see it anymore. What I like about Ruth Asawa's sculpture is that we can see all the different parts. We can see the innermost part that's all dense and small, and then we can see each layer after that. And let's see, for this one, I like to pretend that I am a snail crawling through all of these different lobes, because to me, they kind of look like snail shells. And so this might not work because my pointer finger is having a hard time, but I want to challenge y'all to do something with me. We're going to make our fingers into snails so that we can crawl all over Ruth Asawa's sculpture. All right, so we're just gonna do it kind of on my face because that's where my finger is showing up. But can you put up your snails with me? Excellent, okay. So I want to challenge you to follow my finger. Can you follow my finger? Follow the tip of my finger as it snails around the screen. And you might notice that I am making little loop-the-loops with my fingers, just like the wire on Ruth Asawa's inside-outside sculpture. It can be kind of relaxing and calming to try to follow someone else's gentle movements like this. Whenever I'm trying to calm my brain down, this is what I like to do. I like to concentrate on a small movement that I can do with my fingers, and it helps calm me down. I hope that helps some of you. All right, now this is a game that you can play that is about inside and outside, and it's a really fun game, but you do need a group of people. So if you are in a family or a spring break camp or something like that, this is a good thing to play outside. So everybody gets in a ring, stand in a ring, and you can be kind of far apart. And this game is called Let Me In. And the goal is for the person who is it to run around the outside, or walk, or roll, or crawl, or whatever you want, around the outside of your circle of friends. Okay, so that's the first step. You make a circle of friends, and then someone is it, and they're walking around the outside. And then two people on the inside of the circle try to make eye contact with one another and switch places without saying anything. And while they're doing that, the person on the outside who's yelling, "Let me in," has to try to make it to one of those empty spots. And if they make it, then the person who doesn't have an empty spot now gets to be it. And the game continues. So play the Let Me In game if you're looking to burn a little bit of energy. Everybody, I'm so glad you joined us today for a little bit of spring break fun and mischief at the Amon Carter. I'm going to be back every morning with something new and different. We might be making art, we might be playing games, we might be singing songs or reading poetry. You never know what you're going to find here at the Carter. I'll look forward to seeing you all tomorrow and get to playing. Bye, everyone.